Welcome back.
So Zach, did you know that HIV in the South also varies by race? Okay, well did you also know that we actually count for 54% of all new cases in 2017?
Black, gay, bisexual, and any men that have sex with men account for 6 out of every 10 diagnoses in the South and African Americans. It's crazy.
The intersectionality around HIV and mental health, that is a priority for us because I always think that we have to tackle the things that's impacting Black folks at alarming rates, or just, where that disparity comes in. A disease like HIV has become the Black man's problem, the Black woman's problem, the Black queer problem, the Black trans problem. And again, we have HIV prevention, right? But we have to focus on where that intersectionality lies. Are we providing the necessary resources and tools once people get into HIV care? Do they have access to a therapy when someone finds out their status? Are they homeless? All of these different questions around all these different disparities. And I know for me, I have been doing this work for a while, and as a Black queer man, advocated through our community, I came across a lot of people, the Black queer community, and one of the things that we wasn't talking about was HIV in relations to mental health. And I think we always look at it as this separate thing, but I think you can't have this idea of getting to zero with 0 new infections, 0 deaths, without talking about mental health. That's what we've been focused on in 2020 with our Art Heals project, with this Art Heals Festival. And it's important work. It's important work, and what I realized is that it's a lot of people doing the work across the country. And so my mentality is to localize a lot of the work being done. Having those conversations outside of the institutions. We're having it in the communities. We're having it with artists. We're having it with the people that's most impacted, but not necessarily the people sitting at the tables.
I guess I would assume it's the average amount of mental health issues that basically any other American will face, or just normal. For me, just daily stresses, daily microaggressions, the daily questions of who am I, where do I belong here, how important am I truly representing my best self, how are my relationships? I've had stresses in relationships, I've had stresses on the job.
Just because you may be going through something right at this moment does not mean that's the end of your story.
Today we have Ina Ganguly with her writer's workshop, Writing for Your Sake, Affirming Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow.
Hi everyone, welcome to Writing for Your Sake, Affirming Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, a writing workshop by me, Ina Ganguly. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I will tell you a little bit more about me as we move into the presentation that I'll be sharing with you today. Before we start, I wanted to invite you all to, a cup of tea, a drink of water, some snacks, to just make yourself at home and feel comfortable with this workshop here today. We're going to treat this space as a self-care practice. So I just want you to feel really comfortable wherever you are. I'm currently sitting on my day bed, which is full of fluffy pillows and soft blankets. So it's where I feel really comfortable and safe. And I hope you're in a place that you can do the same. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to share my screen with you all. Hopefully you can see. Okay. All right. So, writing for your sake, affirming yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So the goals for this workshop is to center you and your current experience. It's to make sure that, this is a space that is making time for us to process all that has happened this year. Can you believe we're already in the middle of 2020? So, just making some time for ourselves to really process all that's happened, especially if you are someone who doesn't usually write. This is a great practice. It's a great beginner kind of space to really start looking at the usefulness of writing and the joy it can bring you. This is one of the places where we are allowing for connection. We're allowing for reflection. A lot of places right now, if you're working from home or if you're going to work, you're just going, right? But this is a workshop where we are slowing down. We are letting ourselves process, and we're just making these small but necessary connections, these small but necessary reflections on what exactly has been going on with us, right? We're checking in with ourselves. And lastly, we are sharing our insight. We're sharing the realizations we're having. Now, since this is a recorded workshop, I hope that you can share these insights and realizations with maybe the person that you're attending this with, who's sitting next to you. Maybe you share this later on with your roommate or your partner, or maybe it's just something you jot down for yourself and you share it with yourself the next day, right? There's so much power in building that relationship with just our own selves. So these are the goals for this workshop. A little bit about me. I am a queer person. I am Bengali. I am an immigrant, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm also, it's not said here, but I was born in India, and I was raised in the suburbs of Houston. So I'm from Southwest Houston, Missouri City. All right. So why writing? You may be asking. Writing is a powerful tool. Many of our ancestors used writing as a tool to express themselves. Many of our ancestors practiced oral storytelling, right? At the heart of writing, we are writing down our stories, whether that is jotting down our innermost thoughts or creating another person's story, right? A fictional story. It's still a story nonetheless. Writing is a way for us to remember. It's a way for us to never forget. Oftentimes when I'm journaling in my personal journal that, will never see the light of day, never be published anywhere. I hope not. My journal itself, when I write, I hope a descendant one day, 50, 60 years from now, 100 years from now, finds my journal and reads it and finds herself very much reflected back to her. That's really one of my deepest desires as a future ancestor, to be able to remember and pass that on to my descendants. Writing can also be a way for us to take charge of and be responsible for our healing, because that's the beauty of healing, right? It's our journey. It's unique to us. And writing is just that. It's unique to us. It's something we hold and we are in control of. And that's really powerful. Like I said, writing is like a testament. It's a record. It's a memory for others. And lastly, it's a way to celebrate and honor ourselves in all of our fullness, in our goodness, in our badness, in our ugliness, in our beauty. It's a way to really practice non-judgment. And I think that's a great tool to have, especially when practicing self-care. So a warm-up that we're going to do today, I'm going to stop the sharing for a bit so that I can show you how to do this, but we're going to kind of create our space, right? And do this in a very physical way. So I'm going to end the sharing. Hello. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is release blockages from our hands. Now, how do we do this? So I invite you all to take the palm that you write with. So if you're a left-handed person, you use your left palm. If you're a right-handed person, use your right palm. I'm right-handed, so what I'll do is take my palm and put my index finger on any point and move it towards the left. So moving it towards the left. So look at your palm, place the finger on your palm, and move the finger in a circular motion towards the left. And what that does is basically kind of allows your hand to release any energetic blockages. And you know, if you're somebody who believes in that, I believe in it. So that's what it does. But if you're someone who's like not really into that stuff, it's also just a way to like you know, practice grounding and practice intention setting. Maybe as you're doing this, you say some affirmations to yourself. Maybe you release something, right? You let go of something. I felt something horrible yesterday. I want to let go of that today. Or I had a bad dream and I just want to release that today. So just do that in this moment, you know, practicing forgiveness, practicing compassion for ourselves. So we'll do that for a few seconds and keep breathing in deeply. Okay, so I hope that was enough time. If it wasn't, please feel free to pause me and keep doing it for a little bit longer. So we're preparing our hands to create, right? So we're starting to create a positive environment for our hands to feel free and liberated to really do this work. Now, another way you can kind of prepare to write is by stretching your hands and wrists. Now, a lot of us are on our computers all day, so the last thing we want to do is get back on the computer to write. So I do suggest, you know, writing with a pen and paper if that's your thing. But if you do want to continue writing with the laptop, I would say to stretch your hands a little bit. So you take your opposite hand over another hand's fingers, like so. And then you just push it back gently and breathe in. Exhale through your mouth. And do that a few times. You should feel a nice little tug right around your wrist area. So just do this gently. It should not hurt. Just feel a nice little release. And when you're ready to do that to your opposite hand, just like this. Just a few more times. And the opposite is this, pushing up against the back of your hand. So you stretch the other way as well. If your wrist cracks, that's fine. Just press it enough to where you just feel good about it. Don't let it hurt. And then last thing, you know, is to kind of interlace our hands like so, and then just kind of stretch it like that. And that way you release some of the tension in your fingers, in your wrists, and in your shoulders. So I hope that was helpful. And you know, those are things you can do all throughout the day when you work. If you are someone who works on their laptop all day, feel free to do that. Last thing we're gonna do is rub our hands together, just like this. And what this does is it generates heat and brings a lot of nice blood flow into your hands. And feel free to kind of put that on your heart. It kind of is like buzzing a little bit on my hand, so feel free to put that on your heart, on your head, you know, maybe on your eyes, wherever you feel like needs a little bit of love, and just practice, keep saying some affirmations to yourself. You know, whatever feels good to you. I am worthy. I am deserving of rest. Peace is my birthright. Right? These are beautiful affirmations we can give ourselves. So like I said, this is a practice not only in writing, but it's a practice at the center of it. It's a practice of self-care. And we want to keep that culture going throughout this workshop. All right, y'all. So I hope you feel good about all that we went over just now. Please keep practicing and revisiting this if you'd like. I'll share the screen again with you just so that you can see all that we went over. So hopefully yes, you can see my screen. So we released some blockages from our hands. We prepared our hands to create. We stretched our hands and wrists, and we rubbed our hands together. So you can take a moment to write these things down, and maybe you take a screenshot of this. Feel free to do so, and I encourage you all to keep this practice in mind whenever you're writing or creating anything, even during your work hours. So what are your thoughts? How did you feel about what we just did? These are things that you can write down, like some feelings that may be coming up for you. Did you feel annoyed? Was it frustrating? Or did you feel really happy? Was it exciting? Whatever your thoughts are, they're valid. Please feel free to write them down. And you can always share with me. I'll share my email address at the end, so you can always email me and let me know what you think. Hopefully it's all positive, but yeah, just write down some of the feelings that came up for you just now. All right. So we're going to move into some writing prompts, but before we do that, we have to read some of the readings we have for today. So our first reading is going to be Texture 4 Untreated by a multimedia artist named Banji Chona. I will read this out loud, but feel free to, go ahead and mute me. And if you want to read it out loud by yourself, that's absolutely okay and absolutely encouraged. So please feel free to do that. Texture 4 Untreated by Banji Chona. The kinks and coils that sprout out of my scalp are connecting fibers between me and my ancestors, between I and me, between the energy fields and I. Kinetic creation. The twisting motion of my shea butter fingers, mirrored by rows of antennae. Feeling what I feel, it being what you felt. Beautiful. What a beautiful poem. I encourage you all to kind of write down how that makes you feel. Maybe you write down some of the key words that really struck out to you. So let's take a few moments to do that. All right, y'all. I hope that was good, like you were able to write some things down. And then we're going to move on to our next poem, A Sacred Connection to the Sun by Joy Harjo. Again, you can feel free to mute me and read it out loud, or take turns reading if you're with somebody in your space together. Let's take a deep breath before we start the second part, right? Because we want to keep that self-care, their self-care culture alive and well. So let's take a deep breath in through our nose and the deep exhale through our mouths. All right. Check in with yourself. Take a sip of water. Take a sip of your drink. Eat a little something that's with you. Yeah. Okay. So our second poem is called A Sacred Connection to the Sun by Joy Harjo. I believe in the sun, in the tangle of human failures of fear, greed, and forgetfulness. The sun gives me clarity. When explorers first encountered my people, they called us heathens, sun worshippers. They didn't understand that the sun is a relative and illuminates our path on this earth. Many of us continue ceremonies that ensure a connection with the sun. After dancing all night in a circle, we realize that we are a part of a larger sense of stars and planets dancing with us overhead. When the sun rises at the apex of the ceremony, we are renewed. There is no mistaking this connection, though Walmart might be just down the road. Humans are vulnerable and rely on the kindnesses of the earth and the sun. We exist together in a sacred field of meaning. A few weeks ago, I visited some friends at a pueblo for a feast day celebration. The runners were up at dawn and completed a ceremonial race that ensures that the sun will continue to return. It is a humble and necessary act of respect. And because the celebration continues, the sun, the earth, and these humans are still together in a harmonious relationship. Our earth is shifting. We can all see it. I hear from my Inuit and Yupik relatives up north that everything has changed. It's so hot. There is not enough winter. Animals are confused. Ice is melting. The quantum physicists have it right. They are beginning to think like Indians. Everything is connected dynamically at an intimate level. When you remember this, then the current wobble of the earth makes sense. How much more oil can be drained without replacement, without reciprocity? One day recently, I walked out of a hotel room just off Times Square at dawn to find the sun. It was the 4th morning since the birth of my 4th granddaughter. This was the morning I was to present her to the sun as a relative, as one of us. It was still dark, overcast as I walked through Times Square. I stood beneath the 21st century totem pole of symbols of multinational corporations made of flash and neon. The sun rose up over the city, but I couldn't see it amidst the rain. Though I was not at home, bundling up the baby to carry her outside, I carried this newborn girl within the cradleboard of my heart. I held her up and presented her to the sun, so she would be recognized as a relative, so that she won't forget this connection, this promise, so that we all remember the sacredness of life. Let's take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouths. So we just read A Sacred Connection to the Sun by Joy Harjo. Now feel free to keep reading this again. Hopefully you have the link that I shared with y'all with the writing packet. And so you can continue reading it over and over as much as you'd like. Take a few moments to kind of write down how that made you feel, some of the words that really caught your eye, things that you kind of want to hold on to from this piece. So let's take about a minute or two to do that. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go back to our writing prompts and move into kind of making some time to write about both the pieces that we read. So we read Texture 4, Untreated by Banji Chona, and we read A Sacred Connection to the Sun by Joy Harjo. So what I recommend is, choosing one prompt over the other. And then if you'd like, you can always revisit the prompt that you decided not to do this time around. You can always decide to do it another time. So our first writing prompt is, what is your connection to your ancestors? What makes you feel closer to those who came before you? Our second prompt is, what do you need to connect with when you need to take care of you? So again, like I said, if you decide to say, if you decide to do the prompt for, what do you need to connect with when you need to take care of you? If you decide to do that today, you can always just go back to the first prompt later on, right? You can go back to it later on today or tomorrow or whenever. So don't feel like you have to do both. I would recommend choosing one today, and then you can always revisit the other another time. So let's take let's say about 6 to 8 minutes to free write from one of these prompts that you chose. Starting now. We have about 4 to 5 more minutes. Take your time. And keep writing. All right, y'all. So I hope that was generative for you all. I am so sorry. My something is on over here. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So I hope that was good and, allowed us to think more about how we're doing right now. This is a good time for us to start sharing. So again, because it's recorded, um, I'm not able to really engage directly, but please feel free to email me. Again, I'll share you my email at the end of this presentation. So please feel free to tell me how did that feel? Do you want to share some of the things that you wrote? I would love to hear some of the writing that came out of that prompt. And again, if you have someone sitting next to you, or maybe someone over the phone that you're talking to, feel free to share with them what all that you wrote. And also consider reading what you wrote today. Consider reading it again tomorrow and the day after. And that is a process of self-reflection and really, looking back at, on Tuesday, this is what I felt. Or 2-3 weeks from now, wow, a month ago, this is how I felt. It's really nice to kind of allow ourselves that time to process and reflect on what all we've been experiencing. Yeah. All right, y'all. So we have another writing prompt coming up. So before that, we're gonna do some more reading. Let's see. All right. So our next poem again is very short, like our first one. Second one is called "Won't You Celebrate With Me" by Lucille Clifton. Again, I welcome you all to take a deep breath in through your nose and deep breath out through your mouth. I encourage you to, read this with me, read this out loud with me, to mute me so that you can read it out loud, whatever you prefer. So "Won't You Celebrate With Me" by Lucille Clifton. Won't you celebrate with me what I have shaped into a kind of life? I had no model. Born in Babylon, both non-white and woman, what did I see to be except myself? I made it up, here on this bridge between starshine and clay, my one hand holding tight, my other hand. Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed. So let's take a moment. If you would like to read it again, please do so. If you'd like to jot down some of the things that really stuck out to you, some of the feelings it invoked in you, please take a moment to write that down. And feel free to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Letting your shoulders kind of sit back too. Stretch your neck. All right, y'all. So our last poem, last but certainly not least, Affirmation by Asada Shakur. I believe in living. I believe in the spectrum of beta days and gamma people. I believe in sunshine, in windmills and waterfalls, tricycles and rocking chairs. And I believe that seeds grow into sprouts, and sprouts grow into trees. I believe in the magic of the hands and in the wisdom of the eyes. I believe in rain and tears and in the blood of infinity. I believe in life, and I have seen the death parade march through the torso of the earth, sculpting mud bodies in its path. I have seen the destruction of the daylight and seen bloodthirsty maggots prayed to and saluted. I have seen the kind become the blind and the blind become the bind in one easy lesson. I have walked on cut glass. I have eaten crow and blender bread and breathed the stench of indifference. I have been locked by the lawless, handcuffed by the haters, gagged by the greedy. And if I know anything at all, it's that a wall is just a wall and nothing more at all. It can be broken down. I believe in living. I believe in birth. I believe in the sweat of love and in the fire of truth. And I believe that a lost ship, steered by tired seasick sailors, can still be guided home to port. Deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouths. Take 2 minutes to kind of think about that, to reread the poem, to write down anything that really stuck out to you, and any feelings that you felt when you read it. All right, y'all. So our last writing prompt, which I will share with you right here. Okay, I believe you can see it. All right, so last writing prompt based on the two poems we just read. The first being for Won't You Celebrate With Me by Lucille Clifton. Write about your triumphs. This may relate to your day job, life's work, spiritual journey, and any personal victories, big or small. Second writing prompt based on our reading of Affirmation by Sada Shakur. Write a letter to your future descendant. This letter may include affirmations that have given you strength, words of wisdom from your experiences, or those lessons that were given to you by past generations. So please pick a prompt to write about. Again, the prompt that you decide not to write about today, you can always write it down and keep for later and write it at the later time. So let's take about 6 minutes to do that, and then we'll regroup and do some reflecting and wrap up. And our time starts now. All right, y'all, we have about 3 more minutes. Keep on writing. All right, y'all. So take this time to share. Again, you can always share with me by emailing me, or share with your person that's sitting next to you, or share with yourself in a few days, right? Maybe share with someone later on over the phone. That's the beauty of writing, that we can hold on to it for a really long time. It's not going anywhere. So go ahead and do that now. Can always pause me if you need some more time. And lastly, follow me. My name again is Ina Ganguly. You can follow me on Instagram at ENAGANGULY, or email me, or both. Email me at ENAGANGULYWRITES@gmail.com. Ina Ganguly writes at gmail.com. So I'm going to stop sharing now. I hope that this was an extremely generative and positive place for you to be and spend some time with me. Thank you so much for being here and for choosing this workshop. Again, this is something you can carry with you from the things that we did at the beginning with our hands, stretching out our hands, giving affirmations to our hands, giving some love to our heart, our mind, our eyes, whatever that needs love. Um, and you can keep that with you, that practice. You can also keep the practice of writing with you. The prompt that you didn't write on today, you can always write on it later on, the week or the month or the year. Also, feel free to revisit the prompt that you did write on. So whatever prompt you decided to write on today, think about holding on to that prompt 2 weeks from now and write something different, that may be brought up for you. That's the beauty of us too, right? We're always coming up with new ideas. We're always feeling different things, and we change. So I'm really excited for you and for the writing journey that you're on, as well as the healing journey you're on. And I hope that writing can become one of the self-care tools that you use when you need a little bit of love, when you need to check in with yourself, when you need to acknowledge how you're feeling. And I hope that that's a safe and valid tool for you. One tip that I would suggest to everyone who wants to continue writing is to create a playlist. If you're someone like me that loves music, consider creating a playlist of music that makes you feel grounded, happy, gets you in the mood to write and to really get some words on the paper. If you're not someone who really likes to listen to music when they write, which is absolutely valid, think about what kinds of teas or drinks or snacks you'd want to accompany you when you write. Thinking of things that can accompany your writing, that can complement your writing during that practice, I think helps us feel connected and puts us in a kind of mood like, ooh, if I grab a bag of chips and a bowl of fruit and get on my bed and start writing, I feel comfortable, I feel safe. That's a great feeling. So just know that this is your process. You are in control. The healing process is also uniquely yours, and there's no real right or wrong way to do it. It's really about what you feel good about and what you feel right about. Again, thank you so much for coming to my workshop, Writing for Your Sake, Affirming Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. I hope you got a lot out of it, and I hope to see you again at a future writing workshop. Email me. Tell me how it was. Yeah, bye, y'all.
Okay, up next, we have student advocate Grant Lovelace with some words for your soul.
Hello, my name is Grant Lovelace, and I'll be reading two pieces today called Pieces and My Curiosities. Pieces. What do I have to do to be loved? Yes, I am different, unique in my own way, born in my own style. What if I am alone, dancing proudly in the rain to a hypnotic beat? I am happy, proud of who I am. I define me, the he in me, the she in me, the entity in me. Your hateful and shameful words may bruise me, but they will never label me. I am freedom. I am peace. I am love in its truest form. Let me love a woman's authenticity. Give room to give my heart and soul to a man. Being more than a word, let me love who I want to love, no matter the gender or orientation. Together we are intertwined, soul to soul and heart to heart inevitably. Quietly, I dance on rainbows, and pearls glitter on my skin alluringly. I am absolute. In my own will, I am happy and fearless. My bones know no fear. At this moment, this butterfly you see is free, wings spread across the sea far and wide. But I will always see you standing there, hating on my parade, envious of the sunshine in my smile and the moonlight trickling down my sparry spine. Jealous of my freedom? I laugh with diamonds glistening in the depth of my belly. You must hate the gay in me. You must fear the rebellion in my spirit. I see you like you see me, an enemy in the midst, but in all my glory. I dance with rubies on my waist and stardust sprinkled on my face. I am freedom. I am peace. I am a revolution. That is me. Next, my curiosities. My curiosities. My name is. What is my name? Who am I today? The mirror I see before me reminds me of a better me. My reflection is perfect and flawless. The image I see is within me, but this mirror I see is a better me. Not me, but something evolved, and I couldn't put my pride aside and see that I was different. I wanted to be within the mirror in another world different from my own, away from judgment and pain. To be reinvented. To live inside the light within me. The light that I suppressed, in which I caress old photos of the man I want to see. This is not a dream or a plead, but what I want to be is that fantasy, a fantasy that can be free and feel home inside of a reality. This reality I would take ownership of with my own two hands. But in this fight for this reality, I am not ready. But in fear, I unclench this truth in my hands and see the energy twist into a spiral galaxy. But this is something reformed. I look up and see that now the mirror began to crack and unfold. My name is. The mirror begins to bend and crack. My name is. The mirror begins to shake and tremble. My name is. The mirror begins to burst into a million precious stones beneath my feet. My name is acceptance. My skin begins to split and divide. My name is strength. My skin begins to twist and turn. My name is survivor. My skin begins to expand and glow. The butterflies begin to flutter and fly the horizon. I accepted my change and left the mirror to rot. In my beauty, I am excellent. In my name, I am great. In all, I am me. In love with my curiosities, accepting all my insecurities. Thank you.
I don't have on no workout clothes right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't work up a sweat. Up next, we have Rocky Lane, who is a fitness instructor, and they're here to help us get a little fitness on real quick. You down? Let's go.
I teach like queer classes on Thursdays. So they bought this for me. Anyway, we're starting with our warm-up. Good morning, 45-minute body circuit. My name is Rocky, pronouns he, him, his. We're starting with a calf raise. Heels hip width apart, reaching up, heels up, bending the knees generously. Rolling our shoulders forward as we check our posture and sit up tall. Find your balance here. Rolling forward 4 times and rolling back 4 times. Going back and forth. You can walk on your toes, tippy toes if you want, if this is your first time balancing. But try to find your balance. Your core is pulled in. You have good balance. Top of your head is reaching the sky. And you can come back down on the heels, but generally we're drawing 2 circles with our shoulders, with our elbows, squeezing the back as we go back, rounding the shoulders as we go forward. Should start feeling a little warm in the full body, especially if you're still on your toes, dropping the heels, moving into forward fold, reaching high to the sky, reach one hand higher than the other, then alternate. Go to a T, bend the knees generously, start falling forward. No energy in the low back as our top of our head faces the bottom of the ground. We sway and drag our fingers side to side, back to middle, slowly raising up, rebuilding the spine, generous bend to the knees, no energy in the back, core pulls in, chin is tucked, reaching high to the sky. Looking up to the sky, dropping the shoulders down and back, pulling the core in, tucking the tailbone, dropping to T, falling forward again, relax the neck. Touch the ground below and shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Just kind of sway here, back to middle. Hamstrings are turned on, start to slowly rebuild the spine, standing back up tall. Moving into beach ball squat, reach high to the sky, drop the shoulders down and back, come to a T position, heels hip width apart, pull the core in, tuck the tailbone, reach around and touch those fingertips together like you're holding a beach ball. Sit down and back in your squat, just a tall squat, not very low. Pull the core in, drop the shoulders down and back, stand up tall, squeeze the shoulder blades together, palms face forward, reach either side of you, squeeze the shoulder blades together, check the core, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over heels. Sitting back down and back, holding that beach ball in front, sit up a little taller, hold this. If you want, you can pulse here. Otherwise, just hold. No energy in the knees. Standing up tall, really squeeze those shoulder blades together. Reach right and left. Right and left. Looking straight ahead. Eyes are glazed over, nothing particular in your focus. Body's getting warm. Moving into opposite arm, opposite knee twist. Transferring weight to one side, slowly lifting your elbow and opposite knee together, trying to balance, then back to standing, and do the other side. Every time you alternate, getting a little bit more balanced, pulling the core in diagonally, as if you're squeezing a block between your elbow and knee. If you start to lose balance, reset, drop your shoulders, pull in your core, transfer weight, and do it again. Excellent job. We're gonna do one more side of holding and then go one per beat in 3, 2, 1. One per beat. Last bit is narrow V to wide second. It looks like this. Narrow V, calf raise, wide second, drop. Narrow V, raise, wide second, drop. This is the end. Get the last of your stretches out. Make sure you keep this tucked. You push up from the core, push up from the glutes. We're warming up. You can go halfway down. You don't have to go full, including with your calf raises. Moving into our first set of legs. Get a break if you need it. Check your posture. We're about to move into our next set of calves, narrow V calf raises. When the next song comes on, make sure you're warm. If you need, hold your hands out or up. Hold at narrow V. Squeeze the glutes, little bend in the knees, but try to also keep the thighs together. Toes are 45 degrees out, pushing up into a calf raise. Check your posture. You can hold onto a wall. Hold at the top and squeeze. Drop slowly to the ground, reset. Push up again. Hold, squeeze. Core check. Squeeze all around, 360. Squeeze them glutes. Arm up if you like. Both arms up. Drop slowly down. Reset. Shake them legs out. Push up. Good. Go down halfway. And hold here. We're pushing half an inch up and half an inch down. Up, down. Up, center, down, center, up, center, down. You can go full range, or you can stay in the middle, turn them calves on. Great. Go into hip hikes. Find a place that you can hang on to a chair back. You're going into a very small squat, then hiking the hip left and right, decreasing the level, the distance between the bottom of the rib cage and the hip. You don't have to squat very much, but turn on those quads and squat a little bit. Sit up tall, wake up them hips. Yeah. I'm going one each side. Or one and hold. One and hold. One and hold. Excellent. Standing back up, pushing against the wall with one hand. Squeezing our hips and our heels together, toes facing forward, bending the knees and standing tall onto a calf raise. Squeeze the heels and legs together, bend the knees towards the wall. Sit up taller, pull in the core, and hold here. You can raise one arm up, you can raise the other up, or hang with one hand or one finger. Stand up tall and drop your heels one more time. Pushing up, squeeze those glutes at the top. Bend the knees towards the wall. One hand up. Other hand up. Squeeze those thighs together. Pushing up and drop. Last move. Getting ready for reverse lunge and leg lifts. Grab your back of your chair. Transfer your weight to one leg. Slide the other toe back. Shift your weight slightly so that your weight is going straight down as you bend the back knee with your energy in the front knee. As you go down, hold. Check your posture, sit up tall. Push, lean a little forward. If you need to, hang on to something and lift the back leg off the ground and hold. Then place the foot, small squat, hold. Squeeze the glutes and up to the top, straight up and down, shift forward, lift the back leg. Squeeze and hold. Generous bend in this down leg. Sit up a little taller, back to your lunge, reset, shake it out. Transfer the weight to the other side. Slide the toe back. Sitting up tall. Make sure your balance is slightly forward. Drop low, stop. Between the two legs, your energy is going. Push up, transfer the weight forward, hang on to something, gently squeeze your core, your glute, to lift your leg off the ground. It may not come up. Relax, back down, hold, push up, lean forward, leg hold, up in the back, leg lift. Relax, let's shake that out. Moving into the next series, standing with our feet hips width apart, we're doing our arm series. We're bending slightly forward, not too far forward, back isn't on, hamstrings may be slightly on. Reaching forward like we're grabbing two levers in front of us, dropping our shoulders up and back, core is tucked, and we're rowing and reaching forward. Rowing back, raising the elbows behind our back, squeezing at the top, and reaching forward. You can hold weights if you like, but this is great just like this. Holding and squeezing. You can bounce if you want. You can take a smaller squat or a bigger squat. Squeeze at the top. And we're holding on the next round. Squeeze at the top. Now pulse a little inch, half an inch higher. Pulse, pulse, look forward, relax your face. This is how we do it. Squeeze the back muscles together. Shift those elbows as high as you can behind you. That's it. Reach forward. You should feel that nice, good burn in the back. Reach forward, round the shoulders forward. Drop the elbows down by your sides. Kicking your hands back behind you. You can still lean forward slightly. Look down ahead of you. Clap your hands behind your back and raise your shoulders and drop them behind you. Raise your chest forward and clapping your hands behind your back. Squeeze them like you're trying to push your hands together behind you. Squeeze them like you're holding a block behind you. Now bend the elbows in, make fists and come into a bicep curl. Now kick back again, pushing through molasses, turning on the triceps. Excellent. Squeezing back to bicep curl and one more kick back. Pull that core in, no energy in the low back, tuck that tailbone. Look forward, drop the shoulders, squeeze between the shoulder blades. Now clap again behind the back. That's it. Move it into wall sits next. You can also find a chair. Stand up, shake that out, arms are on. You can sit in a chair if you like, or you can do wall sits. Don't have to be low on the walls. Pushing your head against the wall, your shoulders against the wall. The lower back is trying to get closer, but it doesn't have to be flat. Your hips are against the wall, no energy in the knees. Back of the hands against the wall into a bicep curl. As we come up, we're pushing through molasses. Just really acting like we're lifting the heaviest weight we can imagine. Holding at the top, pulling in the core, squeezing down, breathing out. Reverse and push through the elbows, through the triceps. You have the option to be sitting in this, pushing through molasses, shoulders are down and back, core is pulled in. You have the option to pull one knee or one heel off the ground and go back into your bicep curl. Remember, pulling through molasses, biceps turning on, squeeze at the top. Raise the other heel off the ground and drop the original heel, causing a little more core activation. And reverse, moving into deltoids. We're at our cactus arms. We drop our palms towards the ground and we're just doing little chicken wings. It's a small move, very small move. Then we raise back to cactus arms, push back behind our heads with our thumbs going behind our ears. Now pushing back down, flapping the arms. That's it. You're almost done with this series, and then we're moving into the next set of thighs. Dropping our elbows down, squeezing by our sides, pulling them back up. Excellent job. Dropping them back down, pulling them back up. Hands up to cactus arms, palms to the sky. Raise the roof, and just pulse here with me. Great. Squeeze that shoulder blades between each other. Make sure they're engaging. Pull that core in a little bit more. Raise a knee off the ground. Raise a heel off the ground. Great, relax, shake that off. Standing up, going back to our leg lifts, this time from the side. Hang on to a wall, or hang on to a chair. Transfer your weight to the leg closest to that side and slide the other toe out away from you. Now drag the toe slightly behind you and feel the side seat turn on. Good generous bend here in this knee. Sit up nice and tall. Squeeze the side seat. Maybe your toe comes off the ground and hold it off the ground. Now relax back down. Do you feel that here on the side? Hopefully. Let's try again. Lift. That's good. Now down. And then this time lift and hold. Now bend the knee slightly and extend it. Bend the knee and extend the toe. Now bend the knee a little and straighten the leg. Bend the knee. That's it. Now your side seat's on. Sit up taller. Pull that core in. Tuck the chin. Tuck the ears back. Let go if you can. That's it. Hold out and squeeze. Bend that knee a little bit more. Hang on if you need to. Now relax. Good job. Shake that out. Go to the other side of whatever you're holding or just turn around. We're doing the exact same thing on the other side. Transferring the weight to one side, sliding the toe out to the side, then slightly behind you. Turn on the side seat. Sit up tall. Now squeeze the side seat to raise the back toe off the ground. Maybe it doesn't come off the ground, but hold here. Feel the seat turn on. Now drop slowly. Reset. Wiggle. Reset. Sit up tall. Squeeze. Hold. Good time. Now's a good time to take a break if you need. Shake it out, but relax. Woo! Back to it. Holding this time at the top. Now bending the knee and straightening the leg. Bending the knee, straight the leg. Sit up a little taller if you can. Good job. Squeeze. Make sure those ears are over those shoulders. Those hips are over those heels. Great. Now relax. Shake that out. We want to go back to wide second. Heels wider than shoulder. Toes facing out. Our wide second lifting heel series keeps us in wide second with our toes, our knees tracking over our second and third toe. We can be high, we can be mid, we can be low. And we're just pulsing here. No energy in the knees. If they do, just turn your toes in a little bit more. Sit down and back a little more, or sit higher. Find a good pulse. You can have your arms out to the side. No sway in the back. Tuck the tailbone. When you come up, squeeze the glutes. And breathe out. Good. Now we're raising one heel. One heel off the ground. We're pulsing. That's it. Our quads are on. Yeah. Drop that heel. Repeat the other side. This heel's off the ground. Don't forget about your glutes. Don't forget about your core staying tucked. Don't forget about your shoulders being down and back. Woo! That's it. Drop that heel. Just stay pulsed here. Go full range. Down and hold. Up. And squeeze the glutes. And down and hold. And up. And squeeze the glutes. Now down and pause. Woo! Pulse here. Now we're going one heel up. Other heel up. Reverse. Now both heels up. Prayer hands. Come into prayer hands. And twist. And middle. And twist. And middle. And twist. This is it. You can do it. Middle. And twist. This is the last bit. And down for 2. Sit up tall. Up for 2. Drop your heels. Down for 2. Toes up. Up for 2. Your thighs are on. Shake that out. We're going to the ground, to our knees. You might need some padding. Woo! Hopefully those thighs feel good. Not too much. Moving into sitting in our kneeling position. We are putting one foot out to the side for a wide triangle base. The weight is in this knee. We're reaching high to the sky, dropping our shoulders back for side bends. As you bend to the side, breathe in. turned on the side seat here, you're in a straight line at the top. Then you're clenching the obliques to come to a raised back original position. Pull those arms in closer to your head. Pull that core in, tuck that tailbone, go down again. Hold here. Breathe out. And raise up. Good job. Down and squeeze. Drop them shoulders. Don't let that shoulder go forward. Pull it up, open, and then squeeze to the top. Switching to the other side. Shake that out. Moving to the other side. Good work. You're almost done with this. We got 2 more sections. Reaching our arms to the sky, dropping our shoulders back, squeezing our biceps towards our ears. My energy is in this down leg, and I'm like sliding down. Breathing in. And then squeezing to raise. This oblique turns on to raise me. Reset. Down again. This is 2. And 1 more. Down again. That's it. Now we're resetting. We're moving into our low curl, laying on our back into leg lifts. Shouldn't need that pillow anymore. Moving to a seated position. Laying down and back. Pressing our hands into the earth. Putting our legs, our knees to our chest. Then kicking our heels to the sky. Squeezing the thighs together, pointing the toes. Dropping our legs, squeezing the core. Transverse abs come on. Drop our heels to about a foot off the ground. Drop your shoulders down and back. Push against the floor. Breathe out and lift your legs. Back to reset. This too much for your legs? Your lower back. That's okay. That happens so you can squeeze your legs together and drop the tabletop and extend forward and pull back in. Or back to leg lifts. Down and hold and breathe out and lift. Squeeze in the core. Bend those knees if you want and do any variation. 1 more. Hold. Breathe out and raise. Now put your heels on the ground and wipe your knees left and right. Just a gentle twist left and right. If you want, you can go side to side, but it should be gentle. Reset. If you need, bring those knees up to your chest and then reset yourself back to heels to the sky. Squeeze those thighs together. Imagine 2 ropes dangling from your toes as you reach opposite arm up to grab that rope and pull it down. You're climbing a rope, opposite hand, opposite foot. Your neck is relaxed. Your chin is to the sky. Your core is bringing in your legs. This is your last move. Go nice and slow. Pull that core in. Bend the knees if you have energy in your low back. And just stay with me here. This is your last move for your core. You got it. That's it. And we're relaxing. Back to wipe your knees. Woo! Moving into our final set. Flipping onto our forward prone position into superhumans or back holds. How do you do a superhuman or a back hold? Well, you lay down, you extend your arms and legs ahead of you and behind you. You're relaxing your neck. You're relaxing the back of your neck. You're squeezing the core. You're squeezing the glutes. You're lifting your hands off the ground. Lifting your feet off the ground. Or just your hands. And squeezing down and back with the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulders together behind you. Second option, holding your arms out to the side in a W, or cactus arms, and then putting your fingertips on the mat. If you need, relax your forehead down. Your feet can be on the ground, and you're just holding here. Relax if you need to. Shake it out. Push off of your elbows into Sphinx pose. And and then go back to it. Just squeeze and hold. Feel the back turn on. If you want, add swimming. Relax your neck. Your glutes on. Glutes should be on. Relax. Pushing into tabletop. Tabletop may require some padding under the knees. Now's the time to get that. Moving into bird dog. All right, we're on hands and knees. We have an option. Reach just the hand forward while looking down at the mat, neck relaxed, hand forward, shoulder down and back to turn on the back. Option 2, extend the leg, pointing both hips down and pull the glute into the play. Now your whole back is on. Your core is pulled up to your spine. Your back is neutral, then back to position 1, tabletop, and alternate. Lift the hand up. Second option, lift the foot up. Pull down and back, squeeze. Pull the core in, hold, squeeze. That's it, you're doing great. Back to original position. Now we're moving into our final move. Let's just rock here. Let's check in on our wrists, rocking back and forth. As you go forward, allow your shoulders to go a little bit past your wrists. And that's stretching the wrists. Back. Now we're flipping the top of our hands down to the mat, one side, and we're rocking forward, shoulder over the wrist just a little forward, feeling the forearm turn on. Turn the front of your elbow towards the front, then reach back. And now we're just kind of doing an organic stretch of our wrists. Switch wrists, flip the top of the hand down, rocking forward and back. Rotating the arm forward, the front of the elbow facing forward, then back. That's it. Now we're moving into our prone plank and pike. Laying face on the ground again. We're getting in our push-up position, hands swayed out by the sides, 45-degree angle of the elbows to the body. Look at the ground and push up into a push-up plank. Squeeze the core, bend the knees. Kick your heels to the sky. If you need to, walk the feet up. Kick the heels to the sky, push through the shoulders. Feel that first down dog stretch. Pedal the heels up and down. Feel the back of the legs turn on. Pull the core up to your spine. Breathe, let the head relax and dangle. Go back, walking out to a plank. Squeeze the core, squeeze the glutes. Lowering slowly for 3. In our push-up, back down to the ground. Body is aboard. Relax, reset. We're gonna do one more, that's it. Then it's a cool down, you can do this. Push strong through the back, using all the arms, chest, and back. Body is aboard, squeeze the core. Push up slowly. 1, 2, 3, squeeze at the top. Hold here, bend the knees, pike. This is your last pike. Pedal the knees. Stick with me, you got this, you can do it. Take a break if you need, back down. You can be on your knees. Squeeze here, lower it all the way down, and thank yourself for this workout today. Breathe deeply here before we move again. Check in with your wrists, wiggle around a bit. Point your toes to either side of your body, facing away from your body. Heels are on the inside. Pushing up through a push-up. Off your knees if you like. Back to tabletop. Keeping the knees very wide. Going into frog stretch. We're walking our hands forward into a straight half plank. Feeling the front of the hips get stretched. Don't feel that yet. Squeeze the glute. Look to the sky. Chin to the sky. Breathe deeply. Drop the shoulders. Hold the core tight. Hold the core in. Now push yourself back as if you're going into child's pose, but through your heels. Pushing your hips through your heels. Dropping your head to the ground. You can't go all the way back. I can't go all the way back. It's a very tough stretch. We don't need that much movement for the stretch. We're just checking in on the hips. You can rotate the hips in a clockwise motion and then counterclockwise, rotating the tailbone behind you. That's it. Come back to regular tabletop. If your wrists are feeling it, get on a block, get on a pillow, put your fists on the mat instead of your hands. Tuck your toes under. We're moving into cat-cow. First thing you want is to look to the sky, arch the back, drop the shoulders, breathe in. And as you breathe out, arch the back, curl the back upward. Tuck your chin to chest. Pull the core up towards your spine. Feel the lower back get stretched. Push through your shoulders. Oh, you might feel some repositioning. Go back to center, reset and wiggle. And do it one more time. Chin to the sky, arching the back. Not much arch. Do not relax your core completely. Stay very conscious of where your core is in space. Breathe in. And now arch the back. Round the back rather. Chin to chest. Good job. Now all we're doing is rotating the top body while the bottom body stays firm. Core is engaged. I'm following my hand to the side, then to the sky, my eyes following. Breathing deeply and opening my chest. My shoulders are stacked. Pull that core in, reach higher. Go back down to the original position. Reset. If you need to, fist to the mat, punch the mat. Protect that wrist. Follow your hand to the side and up to the sky. Stretches through the hips, through the chest. I'm breathing deeply here and opening my chest. There's only 5 moves between you and the end of this routine. We're going back to tabletop. Touching our toes together in the back, wide knees. We're pushing into child's pose now. Option to walk your hands forward and drop your forehead down. Option to use a surface to elevate the hands and allow you to relax a little deeper into this stretch. Your core is still engaged. You're attempting to touch your heels to your seat. You can walk yourself back a little, reset, and then go forward again. And this time we're gonna stretch our shoulders and arms. We're walking our hands left and right, feeling the side body and the arms get a stretch. Shoulders and lats are stretching. Walking to the other side. I'm on my forearms and hands to do this. I'm on my mat. My knees are protected. I'm breathing here. I'm going back to center. I'm exploring the hip range, moving organically here. Relaxing my forehead down, my neck is relaxed. I'm threading the needle into an open shoulder stretch. The back of my shoulder is being stretched. Threading my needle through and dropping my head to the ground. Ear to the ground. Drop your shoulder back. Look over the shoulder you're stretching. Just turn your head and look over the shoulder. Go back to a child's pose. Thread the needle through the other side. Relax your ear to the mat or forehead, side of the head. Pull that core up. Breathe out. Breathe in. Go back to a tabletop position. Get seated. Moving back to wiper knees. Laying down and then going into happy baby. Whew. Oh my gosh. I hope you're very, very proud of yourself today. Wipe your knees, then you bring your knees to your chest. Keep your sacrum on the ground. Reach one hand into the bottom of your foot and grab it, driving your knee to your armpit. Do it on the other side and go into happy baby. Or grab your ankles, or grab the back of the thighs. And just stretching out. Just stretching out the hips, rocking side to side. All right. Coming back up into a rested position, a seated position. Checking in with yourself. Woo. Yeah. It's time to celebrate.
Okay, guys, ending our afternoon, we have the premiere episode of the podcast, What Works For Us Now, on video. You can still listen to any previous episodes on your favorite streaming platform.
Hey, what's popping in here? What's popping in here? What? Hey, I'm Mr. Telltales.
I'm Edmondson.
And you guys are watching and listening What Works For Us. All black.
All queer.
All black.
I'm queer.
Thank you, Edmondson.
That doesn't work.
Why doesn't it
Because
work?
we're on camera. They seen I didn't say anything.
Yo, my mouth didn't move, so it had to come from you.
Neither did mine.
I went sound like you.
Oh.
I'm queer.
I don't think I said that.
Oh, whatever, Edmondson. So, yes, guys, we are now on video.
Yes.
Yes. We have been doing this for a while, audio-wise, and now we're here. I say audio-wise. I don't even know if that's the word. So I think we should give our new viewers, people who might just now be tuning in to our podcast show, a little bit background information about us. So we've already said what works for us. You, Edmondson, I'm Mr. Telltales. Anything else you got to say, Edmondson?
Sure. I'm a style coach, and I have a blog called essenceofstyle.com. You can hit me on Essence of Style on Instagram and Facebook and everything else. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much what's consuming my life right now. Other than that, I'm originally from Detroit, 313, born and raised.
West Side.
Exit 9, South File and Joy Road.
What freeway exit? Southfield Freeway? Okay.
Mm-hmm. But that's it. That's pretty much it about me. I mean, right now, we can't do much of anything. So, I just be in the house, chilling, working, being stretched. That's all.
Stretched?
Not like that.
Okay. I be in the house, being stretched. Okay. There's only a few things I can think of that you're doing in the house.
That's because your mind's in the gutter. You're being a gutter snipe slut.
My mind is always in the gutter.
Oh.
Well, I'm Mr. Telltales. I am a community organizer, activist, author, artist. I have a nonprofit, What's in the Mirror, and all of that good stuff. I'm also a practice administrator for the Center for Health Empowerment, which is a sexual health clinic here in Austin, Texas. So what works for us? We like to describe this podcast as a Black queer lifestyle podcast. We talk about stuff involving like mental health, fashion, art, community, all of that good stuff. Who? Men.
Sex.
Penis.
Ass.
Booty holes. I'm just playing. All of that good stuff. Sex. One of our favorite segments on the show, and really one of the segments that the audience have responded to the most, is our check-in segment. So without further ado, Edmondson, it is time to what?
Check in.
So Edmondson, I'm going to go first. I'm going to help you out. I know you're stressed every time we get on the mic. I go first. I went first last time, and so I'm going to give you a bone, and I'm a volunteer to go first. So, you okay with that? Mm-hmm. Oh, you ain't got nothing to say. Cat got your tongue.
Because the camera saw me.
Because all that stretching in the house.
No, because the camera saw me. The camera, you saw how I said it all with my face. So, no, you're fine.
So let's see. So my check-in this week. So so I'm right in the middle of curating the arts festival. Our organization, not work.
All these what?
All these what? Like what? Like we asking a lot of questions, right? Our organization, What's in the Mirror, is having our inaugural Art Hills Festival this year, coming up in a couple of weeks. So I've been working with artists, working with promo, trying to get the video. It's all virtual. So, due to COVID-19, we having to come up with all these interesting ways to really still impact the community. And so I'm not going to lie, it's been I do a production every year around this time, so it's not anything different. But the stress of being in a pandemic and trying to do something to impact the community is just like too much.
But you deserve a round of applause for that because, no shade, some people just didn't do anything. So,
well,
I'm not trying to say I get it, but you were ahead of the curve because a lot of people now, like, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm at all these summits and digital conferences that I've been getting invited to as of late. Is overwhelming. I'm like, I can't do. First, I was like, yeah, I'm sitting up there, and I'm like, I cannot do all these.
Okay.
But they're just now starting to do it. This was already in plans, before when people was like, they're not doing anything. So I give you a round of applause.
Yeah, because the Art Hills project, we went straight into Zoom and everything. We tried to keep the ball rolling.
You pivoted very quickly, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, thank you for that, Emerson.
Oh.
We pivoted very quickly. We did a lot of stuff to make sure the ball kept happening. Making sure we were able to reach out to different, clinicians and artists and community members to keep the actual project moving forward. So we are at a huge milestone within the Art Hills project, which is the Art Hills Festival. And so, but it's been fun, right? I love art. I love creating. I love being in spirit energies with other artists, especially when they're like in the midst of creating. And, we're going through a pandemic. We're going through a Black revolution. We're just going through a, economic crisis. So it's a lot of stuff going on that, hopefully that people will get a chance to reflect on some of that stuff and also a chance to walk away from some of that stuff and, be entertained with the festival. So, we want to be able to do both at the same time. So I'm excited about that. My birthday's coming up. I guess I haven't really acknowledged that.
You haven't.
It's 7 days to the big 3-5. So whoop whoop. I was like, oh my God, 35. I'm almost old as Edmondson, but it's. See, that's why I can't do this because now they can't see me on camera.
Now they can't see you.
Just be, belligerently laughing all over the place. But so I'm closer to Edmondson age very, very soon. And I'm excited. I mean, I'll be working. I'm always working on my birthday around this time.
I think he does it on purpose.
But no, it was always just, it started around this time and it's, year 5 is always this time. So.
Well, I hope you do something nice for yourself when everything's done.
Yeah. I hope so. I'm just excited to be alive, child. But yeah, I do want to celebrate my birthday for sure. So we'll see what 35 give. That's pretty much it. I know on the last episode, this might be new to some of the viewers if you're watching for the first time, because guess what? This is our first video. But if you've been listening to our 40-something, almost 50 episodes, last week during our check-in, last episode rather, during our check-in, I talked about being depressed and stuff like that. I just wanted to bring in a quick update. I feel better. I don't think depression is something that can snap on, snap off. You have to keep reaching in your toolbox and keep reaching into those things that allow you to get out of that state. And I'm doing that work, and I feel better today than I did last time I was with you guys. So, keep praying for me, keep showing me love, and keep sending me good energy around that. And I think that's my check-in. What's up with you, Emerson? What's popping?
My allergies. They are really popping right now, and I need some drugs. I forgot to take my 24-hour.
Which one you take? You take Allegra. Allegra dope is good.
It is.
I like Allegra.
I get the kind that you got to get from behind the counter, though.
Oh, Allegra D.
Mm-hmm. I need that D. Anywho, yeah. So pretty much for me, last time I said my emotions all over the place. And like I just said, let me clarify, I'm being stretched, but not body part wise, like just mindset wise, just a lot of programming that I've been, we're just programmed to think of certain things and do or work a certain way or just operate a certain way growing up. And it's like a lot of that stuff is just I'm being unprogrammed from it. And it's a good thing, but it's just, in the stretching season, you're just always uncomfortable. So I'm just uncomfortable a lot lately, but on the other side of being uncomfortable, I feel great. And then I get excited and I get pumped. And it's like, self-sabotage is like real. It is. Self-sabotage. But sometimes you don't even realize how you do it. Sometimes you don't even realize how you're self-sabotage or how you're limiting yourself. Like somebody will tell you something that could tell you something because they know better. They, they have the receipts. Like, well, this is what you need to do. And you just like, oh, well, I don't sit there and know about that. And it's like, well, how don't you not know about it? You don't have any receipts. So I'm sitting up here stressing about something I have no receipts about that somebody who has a lot of them is telling me to do. So the other night I was just like, Eric, what are you doing? Listen to what the fuck is being told to you. Like, you don't have any receipts or you don't have the same amount of zeros on your bank account as the other person that is telling you what to do. So I'm self-sabotaging myself and getting stuck on stupid.
That's the Aquarius in you, though.
No, well, Aquariuses are not stubbornness. Yes,
stubborn.
Aquariuses are not stuck on stupid.
Oh, no, not stuck on stupid, but the idea that me knowing you as your best friend, but also even just a glimpse of what you're saying right now, I can just see how you like. Well, I think this way. I think I should do it this way.
Yeah.
And you realize, wait a minute. I think I should do it this way, but this person has done it that way.
Yeah,
and that has worked. And so my thinking doesn't really even matter because I haven't even done nothing.
Exactly.
Why not, it's like almost recreating a wheel for no reason.
And being like, recreating the wheel and you're on a hamster wheel because you're just running around in circles. That's all I was doing. And that's I was literally for a whole week, I was running around on the hamster wheel about something that was so just stupid. I'll just say, I'm not to go into too much detail, but I was stuck on. I was kind of I guess I can't go into. I was stuck pretty much like on a name. I was stuck on a name. I just didn't want to. They were saying I should name something this and do this, and I was stuck on. Well, no, I don't want to do it that way. I think it should be named in this and that. And I was just on the hamster wheel. And eventually, I was just like, Eric, you're self-sabotaging yourself. How are you ever going to grow and you don't have any receipts? So that's it was just, this season of growth for me is uncomfortable, but I enjoy it because it's at the same time, because it's taking me to different what do I want to say? I haven't gotten results per se yet, but it's just making me think different. So other than that, and another thing another issue I'm having that we all talk about, since this is, we talk about everything, and then we have what's in the mirror, mental health and all that kind of stuff. So, and a lot of people lately have been talking about childhood trauma and issues that, we have a lot of childhood stuff there. I hear that a lot. Everybody talking about we have these childhood issues we dealing with. A lot of people are dealing with that in this season. And my thing is I just sometimes self-assess and I think, well, what childhood thing am I dealing with right now? Mine's trivial, but it's just I'm dealing with an issue of trying to enter or be more social on social media, but not with just anybody, but in these groups and stuff that I be in and all that kind of stuff. Like, normally I'm just a troll. I get a part of a program, I get in a group, I don't say anything, but I read everybody else's stuff though, because they motivate me, but I don't say anything. But lately I've been trying to interject myself more to talk and say stuff because to be honest, we're all like-minded. We're all on these same journeys. I was a part of a coaching call the other day, and just being in the same space with all these other people who were going through the same thing as me when it comes to like entrepreneurship was so like it was everything, because I'm just like, oh my God, they're all having the same issue as me. And it's not because you're happy that they are. It's just like you feel understood. And that's what I think. Being able to talk to people that can understand some of the stuff that these little roadblocks or even little milestones I be having, to have a community of people that you can actually talk to about it that's going to get it. I'm trying to enter these spaces, but I'm having childhood issues because when I was a child, whenever I tried to enter into spaces and be cool with people and stuff like that, I always was rejected because of they always saw gay first. Well, fuck me being a nice person, anything else, you gay. Oh, you're a faggot. Oh, okay. Well, fuck me being a nice person. You know what I'm saying? So this is childhood trauma that I am dealing with online space. I just think that same thing can still happen sometimes. So I kind of still hold back or pull back. Another thing is I don't think a lot of people understand me. So it's like, I be like, people just don't get me. So it's hard for me to just open up. And then another thing on the internet, I can't feel people's energy the same way I can if I'm in this room with somebody. If I'm in a room with somebody, I can assess them. I can kind of feel their energy and filter it. And I don't feel right. Internet, I can't do it because I made mistakes. There's some people who I followed and just on YouTube that I thought, they seem cool, and I had their energy all off. I was totally off about them. So I make mistakes when it comes to stuff like that online, and I guess I guess all those things bottled into just a bigger issue of my childhood issues is just something I've been dealing with lately. It's very trivial, but it's a real thing.
I wouldn't call it trivial. I mean, childhood trauma, like what they say, we spend our whole adult life fixing the stuff that we went through as kids.
That's true.
So I don't, when you really think about it, that's really what it is. We really trying to navigate to the things that we were learned, that we experienced, that we was traumatized by, and we got to really keep going through all of that with with our lives continuously moving, and we're getting older and all of those things. And they say, like, if you don't stop and address those issues, they just keep going with you. They never go away just because you get older.
Oh yeah, no, you have to, and I have talked about this on a podcast before, as far as me getting in touch with my feminine energies, and that being something that they say you have to tap into. Is you have to tap into things that are like, you have to kind of dig deep into your soul to figure out what issues are there that are kind of with a hand up, like, hey, I'm still here.
Right.
Like,
look at me.
Right. I need you to acknowledge me. You keep on trying to black me out, but I'm still here.
Okay.
So I've been very cognizant of that lately, and that is something that I've been trying to do. So it's, I'm doing better. I'm kind of communicating with people. I'm still kind of like, I don't know, but I'm slowly doing it. So we'll see.
I ain't post on Instagram in so long, or Facebook. I just been needing, like, y'all don't need to know what I'm doing. If I'm just for real, like, I'm just trying to survive. That's it. And some days I might want to share a picture. Some days I don't. Some days I might want to share a song I like. Some days, And so right now I'm just in the season. I know as we, launched our Hills marketing promo, you guys, and maybe that's what it was, because I knew I had to be kind of more involved in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah.
That I just needed to take a break for myself, because I looked at my past, oh my God, I ain't posting in July, so I was like, ooh, and I was okay with it. Like, if all my information is there, if people want to know, what I do and how to get to me, I make sure all of that. But as far as like keep going, I've been taking a break because it's draining sometimes. And I like the idea what you were saying that, I would call it a little of a fear of like socializing with people online, because you really don't know who they are, like the energies and stuff like that. But I also think that's a good thing as well, though, because you almost like automatically protected in that way. Like what can someone really do that you can't just block their ass?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, that's what I really do like about social media.
Yeah.
When you do have trolls, just block their ass. But I mean, you still have to read, you know what I'm saying? You still have that experience and that energy exchange that, like you said, who wants to, be involved in all that, in that kind of way.
Well, you do have to, but then too, you do have to, and I've only made this mistake once, but I guess, this is my thing. I'm an information whore, so I buy stuff on internet information from people, not anybody, but from people if I feel like they got something that's gonna help me And, you know, you got people, you know, especially in the black community, let me not say this. People think that people in the black community are always scamming people and stuff like that. So, and then sometimes people do exchange money and they give money to people that they think is one thing and they're totally something else, and then they don't get their money back, and it could be a whole thing. Now, I ain't saying I'm out here slinging my money to a lot of people. I've done good with that. But still, it's just like when you want to, again, following people or people that you think that, you know, could not necessarily mentor you, but what kind of mentor you, but mentor you from a distance, and then you find out something else about them. Like, I've just been finding out so much stuff about people. It's been like the stories on the internet. Like, some of these people, it's like these circles that I follow now. I'll be finding out stuff. I'm like, wait what the? So, yeah. But no, it is a fear, and it's something I'm working on. But, yeah, you know.
So what if, to kind of segue into maybe a little bit around the topic we talking to, so you're in these groups, you're on these groups, and you've been like vibing with somebody in this group. You went to his profile page. You looked at it. He's tall, dark, and handsome. I don't know. You kind of like light skin, so I'm not sure. But
don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't try to make me a colorist. I do not have one color that I lean towards.
Okay, guys, just you know, disregard that comment. So you see this guy, he checks off some of your boxes, your initial boxes. Mm-hmm. He slides into your DM, and he like, what's up? You know, I would like to get to know you outside of this group. Mm-hmm. How are you accepting that approach?
I mean, that just depends on how, if that's all he said, he wants to get to know me out of this group, I would still have to vet him a little bit better. Like, I would go to all his pages, anything I could find on him. I would go to everything, look through a lot of his pictures, try to figure out what's going on, who he be hanging out with, you know, see if there's any, like, repeated people that I'm seeing in the pictures that, you know, might, you know, because some people be on the internet, they be coupled up or they be acting like they not a couple, but they are a couple, and all that bullshit. So, I'm not against it, but I would still vet him. I would still make sure you know.
So that's a good way to approach you, though. Like, I want to get to what if he was like, I think you high, I want to fuck.
That's not a good way to approach me.
That's not a good way to approach you.
No.
So, well, how would you respond? So, how would you respond to both of them? I know you said you would go through his pages, but how would you respond to someone saying they want to get to know you via the internet? So I guess my question is, do you have a difference in responding to someone wanting to get to know you via an internet relationship versus if you had met somebody at a club or at a party or something like that? Like,
well, I think on the internet, I think that it's kind of the same, but it's not. I mean, the internet, I'm not saying that it's like a script that he has to go through to say. I just think you have to be, I don't know, you have to be engaging. Like, you have to, if I speak back to you or I say back to you. Or
but what are you saying back?
I would, whatever. Okay, you know, I'm open to getting to know you a little bit, but, you know.
A little bit.
But my whole thing is, you know, especially now that I'm learning what I'm learning about my feminine energies and stuff like that, it's like, okay, I'll be responsive, but, you know, if you came on and you approached me, you better be ready to take on the whole thing. Like, you know, don't say something to me and then after a while you just stop saying stuff. And I'm like, and then be like, well, hi, stranger. What the fuck? You approached me. What the fuck I'm supposed to be keeping the conversation up with you for?
Oh,
like,
that's how you feel, huh? So if they approach you, then they are the ones that have to keep the energy moving.
You have to keep the energy moving. I mean, my thing is, I'm not saying I won't say anything back, but I'm not going to just take over the conversation. Like, you just throw out a little bit, then all of a sudden I'm the one asking 21 questions. No, I used to do that back in the day, but I realized that doesn't work for me. That's probably why all these people that I have talked to in the past, it never worked, because I'm not operating in my own energy. That's a different energy. I'm a feminine energy. Masculine energies are the hunters. So they're the ones, and I'm not trying, this can be a woman or a man. A woman can be a masculine energy. So I'm not saying gender, I'm just talking energies. Mm-hmm. So energy-wise, I'm a dominant feminine energy. So I'm not supposed to be doing all that. The masculine energy is supposed to be doing all that. And now, of course, I respond, but me, if I start going and trying to talk to him and doing all that stuff, I'm operating in a masculine energy. That's not my dominant masculine. That's not my energy source. That's not my dominant energy. I can play in that, but that's not dominant for me. And it's like I'm being fraudulent. And then if he is really or if he's operating in a fraudulent masculine energy and I'm operating in masculine energy to trying to get at him, it's still looks like this because he's still thinking, well, you know, whatever the fuck, it's something there where it's not something's not working right. That's why I say he's a fraudulent masculine energy. So no, that's all I think that's my issue. Like, I just think I would want you to, if you come at me like that, let's be able to hold a conversation and the conversation be able to flow back and forth. Because I've talked to people and they'll hit you up and then after a while, they drop off and it's like, and then you start asking questions, it's one word responses. It's like,
and you don't want to hit me up. I mean, I guess for me, like, I'm bad when it comes to internet, period. So if anyone comes in my DM, like you had to already been on my radar or or I don't know. I mean, I am trying to. I mean, one, I'm in a relationship, and open mean that my relationship is public, meaning that if you're on my social media, that you know that I'm in a relationship and stuff like that. So, like, if anyone is, like, sliding my DMs in that way, I'm like, okay, you know, what's the intentionality behind it? Like, what do you want? You know? You know, and if and I guess that's, for me, I don't necessarily have to know what you want off bat to have a conversation. So I would say that. But the issue with that is I'm not really good in engaging in online conversations. Okay. I'm very bad. Like, you can, you know, I'm not for one to be responding right back to an Instagram message. A Facebook message, you really are not trying to get me as often. Now, let's be clear. This is non-business stuff. If it's business,
of course,
that's a total different thing. I keep my email alerts. I keep, you know, everything. Okay. You know, all of that is, I'm very responsible, but like, socializing and courting and stuff like that online it's kind of difficult for me. You know, even like on Jack and stuff like that, like I don't have alerts. I don't have any notifications. So if someone DMs me on Jack or even Instagram, I cut all that off because I go to Instagram on my time, not they telling me when I need to get on Instagram because they sending me a message.
I don't like that either. Like, not saying, I understand you not having your notifications on and stuff like that, but I think for me, I always got frustrated when guys, like, they hit you up or you start a conversation on Jack or something like that, and then the responses come 2-3 days later. I cannot stand that. It's like, oh my, I'm not saying I need to be priority, but if we have, that's why I don't like staying on there that long. Like, I'm one of them people, okay, we got a good gist of with each other. What's your damn phone number?
What's your phone number?
Like, I'm old school like that anyway. I used to talk to niggas on the phone. Like, that's just what I'm used to. So all this back and forth, contact me 3 days later, I don't, are you really trying to meet somebody? I feel like I've talked to guys who think, you know, they really were trying to meet somebody online, and you could tell the difference. Mm-hmm. They were responsive. They were engaging. They would check in on you. They would reach out to you, and they didn't, a lot of times they want that number. They send you their number. Like, hit me up. I'm with, okay.
But I don't know how to do that. Like, I've tried that. I've tried to really cultivate not relationship, but, you know, like back and forth online, and I can say I'll be the first one to stop. Because I agree with you, if we have not exchanged numbers, then this is not, like, why are we talking through Jack? Yeah. Why are we talking through Instagram?
I don't like
now, it is some people that I do talk through online, and it's not meant to be more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's my Instagram people. Yeah. It's my Facebook people. It's my Snapchat people. You know, I have some people that I only talk to on Snapchat. But it's not meant to be more than that. So, you know, I don't have to really put in that energy for more than that. So that's interesting. I've been really trying to figure that out, and not on, you know, on some like Uchi Coochie way. Just really just when people are trying to reach out, I just be like, well, what is it? And I guess because I've never really tried to cultivate a relationship online.
What about in person?
Now, in person, yes. I'm like, but so it's so weird though. In person, I will try to holler at somebody. I like hollering at people, like approaching people, like, what's up, you know, getting to know them, having conversation, especially at the club. I mean, I have no shame.
I guess you don't. That's normally part of the time that Tariq and I are separated.
Yeah. We
So
met
I don't
the
be
club
saying,
and then
I've never, we normally are not, I've never been with him while he's been on the prowl, if you will. So I don't know that side. I really don't know it at all. So like when he says this, it's like, that's a totally different life. We be in the same club, but that's a totally different life of his. Cause we're not together when he's doing that.
What kind of, like, we could be like, think about Highland. We could be outside in Highland.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I could be sitting on the thing. We can
That's
sit
true.
together.
That's
and
true.
then
That's true.
If they next to me, I'll start a conversation.
No, you do. That's
or
true.
If, especially if I think they cute or something like that. So it's a lot easier for me in person because I guess it's kind of going back to what you're saying. You can know their energies. You know what they're giving a little bit. I'm just so skeptical about really people online. I really am because I guess I've been catfished, and not like catfish to the degree as we talk about it. I've never met anyone in person and felt like they were the person that I was talking to online.
You know what? And I think that's probably with a lot of people too. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of these, especially like my Instagram husbands, I don't want to meet them for real.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I would never like. Oh, I see him. No, he still looks nice. Like that's I don't want to talk to him. Like stay over there because a lot of times you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah. And when I mean that, I'm not saying necessarily just people like on Jack. Like I mean like you were saying on Instagram, like people that you know through social media.
Yeah.
Then you see them in real life. You're like, oh, okay, interesting. You
Yeah.
know, stuff like that. So do you think? So how soon is it for someone to ask you out for a date?
To be honest with you, I can't say nothing about that because I don't. That's another thing that I've been like self-assessing because I've watched a lot of, like women that, online, woo-woo women or women who like to be inspirational and they be talking to women, but some of the characteristics does apply to me other than not having, my feminine energy, other than me not having a vagina. But, anywho.
Well, thank you for letting us know. We didn't really know what your genitalia was.
I'm just saying it, but I say that for sometimes because I think sometimes no shade. I think sometimes women be like, "Oh well, you don't have no vagina. You can't have kids." I'm aware of that. I know I can't have babies. I know I'm not a woman, but I cannot deny that I have feminine traits and that I'm a dominant feminine energy, and that's on period. So that's just what it is.
Period.com.
So, but yeah, I really don't know. Like I've never been approached. I think in a way that I think would be what I would say ideal in person. Either the guy's just like totally disrespectful. They come at you trying to touch all on you or feeling on you before they even ask what your name is.
So if they fine, would you be okay? Like if you was really horny and this fine ass nigga, you would just be so like hell, like you have never liked being disrespected?
No. I ain't never well, maybe not. That's a lie. That's actually a lie. And I'm thinking about my girlfriend Diva because I told Tremaine, I told him one time, I was like, sometimes I do want to, because in Austin I don't get disrespected at all. So I was like, well, sometimes I just want to get disrespected, and I want somebody just to grab it. I'm so used to people just grabbing on it all the time, and but now, honestly, no. I really, I'm just not on that. I'm on some woo-woo shit. I'm just gonna keep it funky with you. I'm on some woo-woo shit, and I just feel like the guy or the frequency that I am working to get on, the man that's gonna meet me there, he won't do that. He would talk to me first, and I think I'm all about, I'm in a season. I want to mind fuck me first. Mind fuck me first. That's what I want. All the physical stuff and stuff, that's cool. It's great. If he fine as hell, it would be great. But my thing is, I think I would still be left empty even if I did. Like, if we fuck afterwards, oh, that was nice. I guess I'm just not that.
Right, you're not into just fucking right now. This season, the woo-woo, the energy, you're looking for that, like, that package.
I want a connection.
Yeah, that connect. Oh, my God, I've been fan. I've been fan that. Well,
yeah.
That's been my word.
Yeah, no, I want.
Pun intended.
Yeah, no, right. I want a connection. But I want to on some serious shit. I've been looking online, as far as taking little courses about certain things, because I want a different type of connection, even sexually. I want it to be I want a connection, not just attraction. I want it to be an energy that's kind of going in between us two, that it's just oh my God, I think it'll be so bomb. So I'm trying to figure that out. But yeah, for me, it's my mind fuck me first.
Right.
Fuck my mind first and come at me and just, I'm not saying you gotta come at me like I'm a city girl. I mean, but you can just have some conversation. I'm really attracted to men who knows how to talk. I watch a lot of men online who just knows how to talk.
I love a man that knows how to talk.
Yeah.
A man that knows where they're trying to go. It's not always about where you are and what you know, but kind of like where you want to go and what you want to know and what you aspire to be. Because if we just stay in the moment, then those people are complacent, thinking they know everything. I can't stand people that think they know everything. They did this and did that. Well, I mean, you got a lot more life to live. Life keeps going. So those things that you've already experienced are only information and gateways to get where you're going.
Right.
You can't be stuck on what you already know. Like, okay, you've experienced that. You've learned that. Those are applicable to move forward to the things you don't know yet.
Yes.
To the things you haven't experienced yet. And so I'm really, like, when you talk about that energy and that connection, oh my God, like, I can't even begin on that, on period. Like, with men, friends, family, I'm no nonsense right now. Like, people have expiration dates with me. Like, I mean, you either in or you're not. It's either meshing, it's vibing, or it's not. And there's no disrespect.
Yeah,
it's
no.
not, you know, we good. Like, I'm good. Like, I mean, I'm 35 now in a week. So I'm grown. So it's like I have no need to settle for things that don't serve me anything. What is the point? What is the point? And vice versa for anyone else with me. I'm not everyone's cup of tea.
I'm certainly not.
I can't give, everybody what they need. I'm not designed that way. Some people, I just don't have what they need.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that too. You realize that too as you get older. Because when you're younger and you know my history with relationships and men and stuff, I'm always trying to, like you used to call me Build-A-Bear.
Oh, yeah, Build a Man Workshop.
Yeah, Build a Man Workshop. And stuff like that. I feel like I don't really possess that energy or that will to do that anymore. I'm willing to, it's not about building a bear, it is about two people coming together to build. So if our roads are not both of us walking down that road because you still need to get built at, up the road, then, that's okay. And that's fine. Okay.
That's fine.
We just can't go down the road together.
No.
And I'm okay with that too. And so I think that's what a lot of times when it comes to really talking to men initially, you know what I'm saying? And especially with me, like being in an open relationship, sometimes people do come off disrespectful. People do, approach you sexually, which I don't mind. My thing is, I really personally don't mind someone coming to me sexually and disrespectful. Not don't touch me. I'm not saying that kind of disrespectful. But you be like, hey, I want to fuck. I'm gonna think about, I be like, I'm gonna assess the statement, and I'm gonna make give an educated answer. And the education could be how my genitalia is feeling, how my body is feeling, how warm I felt when they said it. All of those things determines whether, I move forward down that road.
That's honest.
Huh?
I said that's honest.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, I think because I feel like one of the things that I haven't gotten a lot of is like aggression and like the kind of aggression I like, I guess. And
what kind of aggression do you like, though? Because my thing is, because I don't think that you like alpha males. So my thing is, if an alpha male came at you like that, I think you would not like it. So what type of aggression is it that you like? What does that look like?
Well, you're right. But see, I don't know if I like alpha males because I've never allowed myself to be entertained by alpha males.
Okay.
So I always get in these situations like, well, damn, bitch, I wouldn't mind somebody saying, "Oh, this is what it is," and you sit your ass down and shut up. And this is and not like in a rude way, like just
that's what I'm saying.
Someone that knows, or this is what we do in this relationship, or this is how I feel. Instead of all this, mumbo jumbo bullshit.
All that small talk.
Yeah, all that. Say what it is. Say something.
Yeah.
By Brandy.
Right. No. Now, you know what, though? I will say I don't like that type of disrespect, but I think for me, I think that is what I appreciate from an alpha male. Because an alpha male, normally, an alpha male that's operating at a high level in his masculine energy, or I guess feminine energy. Well, if it's feminine energy, actually, no, it's different. If it's masculine energy, though, he's operating at a high level, he normally just going to tell you what it is. He's not folding. This is what I want. Hey, I want you. I want you tonight. I want you right now. I got a room 112. You gonna come up there with me or not? I think I would be taken back. Like, like it does. Now in that case, I might think about it because he didn't try to game me. He didn't beat around the bush. He went right for it. Let me know what it was. Made it very clear.
You been giving us them
right.
He went right
for it. Right. He went right, push my little button. Like, okay. And let me know what it was. It's like, okay, even though I'm not in that season, but I'm just saying though, I think I appreciate, that's another thing. You know, not all that small bullshit talk. Let's just talk some real shit. Like, you know, whatever it is, whatever you want. You want to date, you want to get to know somebody, you looking for your forever. This is what you want, this is what you desire. You know, we could talk about that type of shit. But all that little small talk bullshit, timid bullshit, I don't have time for it. But I'm starting to be worried because I don't even know where these type of men well, let me not say that. No, I don't
put that in energy. Because you know what season it is? For niggas to cut a check for no reason.
But no, I don't. What I'm trying to say is, it's just you hear all these people from different states be saying that these type of men be like everywhere. So I'm like, well, you know, universe, I don't know where you gonna pull mine from. I don't know where he coming from because I ain't hearing nobody saying they in any of these states. But I still hopeful. But go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, I was just trying to think where this man was coming from.
Oh no, I don't know where. I don't know where he would be. I mean, I don't know.
Nigeria.
I don't know if that's where all the girls is getting theirs from.
They all get that alpha male.
No, but it's some bullshit niggas overseas too. I talked to one.
You never tell me you talked to a nigga from overseas.
Yeah, it was just conversation. It was only like on WhatsApp.
You was on WhatsApp talking to an international nigga
years ago. Yeah. He was fine though. He was fine. He looked good, and you know we had decent conversation. But he wasn't shit. He actually was in Turk and Caicos.
Okay, you had your island man.
He wasn't shit.
He wasn't shit.
He was just as bullshit, or he was just as much of a fuck boy as the ones over here. He wasn't about shit. So that's what I'm saying. So I don't know.
So it varies. And so, yeah, I just really wanted to, because I was just asking, I heard my sisters talking about, like, how far they go into online conversations and what that, you know, being back on the market and stuff like that. I don't get everybody business with my sisters, but they were having this conversation, and I was just wondering, like, and like I said, I already stated, like, I just don't take it serious. I got to see you in person and go from there. But I do want to, but you know, I consider myself an alpha male in a certain way, I guess.
You are, but in ways, yeah.
In ways, but you know, I'm thinking it's times that I could be more, you know, straightforward, and I'm not. I don't know why that I tend you
pick
to
and
not
choose. Because you can be straight, he can be straightforward and get on people's damn nerves.
I can, but certain situations, I guess it's just where empathy comes in, where my straightforwardness intersects with other people's feelings, and you know, I think I'm definitely straightforward to people who I know can handle it. That's emotionally able to take that kind of you know, that side of me. You know, because some people say they can take it, and then they be crying in the background, and then they come back up 3 weeks later. And I'm not, first of all, I'm not talking about my relationship. So let's clear that up. I'm not specifically talking about my relationship. I'm talking about people at work, you know, people, you know, just people. Anyway.
I didn't say anything, but okay.
I just wanted to let everybody know because, you know, I was just thinking about that. Like, they probably think I'm talking about
okay. Well,
C+, but I'm not. How you doing, C+? What you doing?
Hey.
What you got on? What you smell like? What you taste like?
How about you have that conversation later?
I forgot we was on the podcast.
And on camera. You need to save that for later. We ain't gonna be recording much longer, so
Okay.
you know.
So Emerson, go ahead and wrap it up, cause
yeah. Well, anyway, as far as dating and people approaching you and all that kind of stuff, you know, I think in this new, I hate to say new time, but you know, I think that, and I've been saying this for a long time, the world's going digital. It just is. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. The world is going digital. The world is going online. So I'm not saying you have to date online, and I'm hopeful that I can, you know, meet somebody in person or run into somebody or cultivate a relationship with somebody in person, but maybe I won't. Maybe, you know, once I start reaching, you know, or maybe somehow I connect to somebody online some kind of way. So that's why I guess I'm open to meeting people or getting involved in circles with people that I would, but you got to go where the type of men that you want to go is at. So even in an online space, so you ain't gonna catch me on that shade room trying to, no thank you, I won't be there trying to talk to nobody. I'll be in spaces where the type of men that I would want to date are hanging out at. So, and that's where there'll be the spaces that I'll be trying to be a little bit more vocal. So, it's the same goes with in person. Whenever, you know, the time comes where we can, you know, do that again.
When COVID moved her ass on.
Yeah, she gonna, you know, yeah. I ain't want to get into that, but yeah, whenever that, you know, that ship sails, and you know, we are going, you know, start going to events and stuff. You know, I wanted to do that too, and just, you know, I've said this before though. I mean, if this is your first time listening to this, I've talked about this all the time. You know, I want to go to different spaces and different places to meet some men. So that's what I want to do. Just, you know, and hopefully I meet some men, and hopefully, you know, my little resting bitch face, I try not to have it. You know, that's another problem. That's another problem with me. Guys don't approach me because they think I'm a bitch, but.
No comment. No comment. I'm just joking.
Well, I mean, I guess that's, I guess it's time we have wrapping it up. That's all I got to say about men approaching people, and, you know, especially in the 2020s. I think it's, you know, I'm confused, but I'm trusting the process. I put my white flag up, and, you know, I'm letting the universe take the wheel, and I'm just going to keep being obedient to what I'm supposed to do. And I believe that my man will come, and he'll come the way that I would appreciate him coming to me.
Edmondson.
What?
Say less, girl. That's right. I'm just you just see, you try to get a man and you looking like, don't be coming for me.
Well,
don't be coming for me.
I'm not looking at him like that.
Well, so I'm the one to get the look.
Yeah, I'm responding to what you said.
All I said was I was giving you props. I was giving you woo woo. I was, you know.
Okay.
Anyway. So I guess we'll wrap that up. Emerson, how can they get in contact with you? How do folks, now that we are on video, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, you can get in touch with me at Essence of Style, nothing else, on Instagram. Yay! No more .com. It's just Essence of Style. I got that bitch. I feel like I conquered something by doing that. You don't understand, because it's somebody else that's trying it. And I if you watching, girl, you better be 10 steps ahead, because bitch, I'm about to shut it down, and that's on period. But anyway, Essence of Style on Instagram, Essence of Style on Facebook, Essence of Style on Twitter. I'm not on there though. And Essence.
You ain't got no free Twitter?
No. Essence of Style on.
I thought it was busted wide open.
No. Oh, Essence of Style on YouTube. I do have old videos up there, and now eventually, you know, we're gonna get back. Now that we did this, I'm happy that we did this, because now as I keep doing this, it's getting easier. So that's a good thing. So yeah, that you could just Essence of Style. If you want to talk to me though, we was talking about Facebook Messenger. You have a lot better luck DMing me on Instagram. Yes. I do not be on Facebook Messenger like that. I probably will be in the future, but right now, no. So that's it.
And you can get at me, Mr. Telltales, on IG, Mr. Telltales, on Facebook, Mr. Telltales, MrTelltales.com. That's it. That's the speech.
That was a speech?
What was it?
I thought you were just supposed to be letting people know where they can hit you up.
That's
that was
it.
A speech? Oh.
That's it.
Okay.
That's where you can hit me up at.
Well, anyways, thank you all for watching.
Holla.
And listening. I don't know when this video thing will happen again, but you'll definitely be hearing from us somehow, some way, soon. We out.